Welcome to Know Before You Go, the first web series for foster youth by foster youth.
Know before you sign that contract.
Know before you build your brand.
Know before you take out that loan.
Today we'll be talking about how to keep that job.
What are some of your guys' experiences hearing one of your coworkers talk about you or just say something that you did? Because unfortunately, one of my coworkers called me out in front of customers, in front of my other coworkers. I'm just looking around like,
Of course, what he did was wrong, but then pull him aside and give him the
Exactly,
idea.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point is it's okay to deflect to your manager, right?
Right,
You
right.
start trying to handle the situation with the customer, and even if the customer was wrong, if you're the one out there like kind of yelling and arguing with the customer, that looks bad.
I think it's that level of maturity and being able to say, maybe there's things in the workplace that are going on, but I need to just really, get my attitude in check and not overreact, and also don't take everything personal, because like they say,
Right.
life is 10% of what happens and 90% of how you react to it.
Boom.
I like that.
And that is
That's a wrap.
I was raised in foster care, and I knew what I wanted out of life, and I did everything I could to get it. If they're willing to give you an opportunity to work, take the opportunity. It may not be the job you're going to have, but it's a stepping stone.
Something I've experienced in the workplace is, say, different coworkers being able to do things that may not be, tolerated in the workplace, but somehow they're still doing it, and then you start to feel like you can do it because they're doing it.
Like when I see my coworkers on the phone, I'll bring mine out.
Like,
And then I get in trouble, and I'm like,
Well, yeah, duh, of course. You're being paid to do your job, right?
Right.
I think a lot of times we get caught up and then say, oh, this person's doing it, that person's doing it, so I'm gonna do
still
it.
doesn't make it okay.
That's
though.
kind of like childlike
but the thing
behavior.
is, if I get in trouble, that person should get in trouble too.
That's how I used to feel. But I learned being my mature self versus my immature self. My immature self would definitely agree with, what's fair is fair, what needs to be right is right. But my mature self now, you really have to take that responsibility for your own actions, and it may not be fair.
So for everything you need to know about being a great employee, check out the Know Before You Go life hack.
Dress appropriately. If you have a hesitation that skirt is too short or those pants are too wrinkled, don't wear them. Be on time. This shows that you are dependable and responsible. If you're going to be late, call or email your boss immediately. Kindness and courtesy counts. Be friendly. Emails are not the same as text messages. Type out each word, read it once or twice for typos. Limit your exclamation points in all caps. Use the subject box in the email. No swearing at work. Just think before you speak. Now, it's fine to have a quick conversation with a coworker, but keep it short or save it for lunch. Put your cell phone down. Don't look at it. Keep it on silent. Your Facebook friends will be fine until lunch, and Snapchats are up a whole 24 hours. Your personal life can wait. Keep your area clean. Supervisors notice. Check your personal issues at the door. Now, no crying about your boyfriend or girlfriend, how she left you for the guy with the muscles. Stay in your zone. Focus. Man, work is not the place to tune out and put on your beats, okay? Put them away until after you leave. Avoid the office gossip. Made a mistake? It's okay. Just own up to it. Honesty is admirable. Just work with your boss to try to fix it and learn from it. Don't interrupt people. Don't be rude. Disagreements with coworkers should be discussed privately. If you have a disagreement with a coworker, actually listen to what they are saying. Keep calm while formulating a response. Now, if you follow these steps, you'll be on your way to Employee of the Month.
All right, you guys, Caswell is back to join us, and we will be talking about how to keep that job.
I want to kind of start out by saying if you do get a job, that in itself is a great accomplishment. Pat yourself on the back, but now the true work begins.
So for those youth who have a job, what is some advice that you could give to them so they could keep that job?
There are a number of skills when it comes to keeping a job. And these could include anything from punctuality, conflict management, your attitude. These are all things that either help you maintain a job if you do those things well, or if you don't do them too well, you might lose a job.
How would you say you dealt with criticism?
Yeah, I've been taught that a fool despises correction. And so for me, honestly, if I'm doing something as a professional and somebody has a critique, if it's an honest critique and it's not coming from a ultra emotional place, I'm gonna stop and listen and take inventory because it might be well worth my time hearing it.
And I think it should go without saying, but show up.
Yeah.
Right?
I think you bring up a really good point too. I know a lot of times for some former foster youth like myself, right before I was transitioning, I basically went into my own apartment and I had all these meetings I had to go to and they were mandatory, and I was working a full-time job and, it did get hard to try to juggle that.
Well, my advice is to keep in mind that your supervisor, believe it or not, you're dealing with a human here. The fact that you're a former foster youth doesn't mean that you'll be exempt from the same expectations of other people.
Right.
But if your boss is a human, there is room for them to make some amendments to your schedule just for the sake of you going to a meeting. But your communication skills have to be on point. You don't do it the day of.
Right.
You don't do it 5 minutes before.
Right.
Communicate effectively.
So we oftentimes get new opportunities to come up. So what advice would you give when it comes time to leave a job?
To be professional, you want to resign with a 2-week notice. And the reason for a 2-week notice is to simply allow room for them to replace you. I strongly advise against walking off your job, cursing your boss out on the way out. Anything that can be a burned bridge or a severed relationship, not a good thing.
So I'd love to hear some of you guys' advice, just a quick one-liner about how to really keep your job.
Work hard. Your work ethic shows everything.
Be mindful. Cancel out the attitude. Understand that everyone else is human.
That's cool.
I would say every situation does not deserve a response.
Ooh, love it. And I think I'd close it out with this: show up on time.
Punctuality.
All the time.
On time. Be
On
there.
time, all the time.
Nowhere
All the
else.
time.
Square.
Thanks for watching Know Before You Go. Leave a comment below, check out our website, or hit us up on Twitter at KnowBeforeYouGo LA.